Welcome to Things You Don't Know. Today, we're talking about birthdays, why people care about them, why some people dread them, where the traditions came from, and how different cultures celebrate them. Birthdays, they seem pretty simple, but they carry a lot of meaning. For some people, they're fun. For others, they bring pressure, disappointment, or anxiety about getting older.
They're also a good example of how a personal ritual becomes a cultural one.
That's right, Dr. Dineen. In other words, the same day can feel like a celebration to one person and a problem to another. Now, let's get into what birthdays actually do mean to people, Dr. Weaver.
Okay. Psychologically, birthdays often center on a few things: recognition, belonging, identity, and reflection. People may ask themselves, who remembered? Who reached out? What changed since last year?
That's right, Dr. Weaver. It's one of the few days when attention is expected. That can feel good, but at the same time, it can also feel risky. If the attention is missing, people are going to notice that.
The reason for that, Chandler, is because birthdays are not just dates, they're social markers. They tell a person whether they feel seen by their family, their friends, or their community.
And personal history matters. If birthdays were warm and stable growing up, person may connect them with comfort. If birthdays were disappointing or chaotic, the day may bring tension, even if nothing is wrong now, right, Chandler?
That's right, Dr. Weaver, which is why birthday dread is not always just an overreaction. Sometimes the person is reacting to a pattern, not just to the day itself.
Rituals work that way, they carry memories with them. People, when it comes to birthdays, tend to fall into a few broad patterns. These are not rigid categories, but they are useful.
And first, the celebrator loves the party, likes being around people, and enjoys being recognized.
Yes, that often reflects comfort with attention and with receiving care from others.
Second, the avoider. This person may dislike attention, dislike being evaluated, or simply find the day emotionally heavy.
Or they may not want to manage other people's expectations. Sometimes keep it small really means please don't put me on display.
Yeah, third, the controller. This person wants the day done a certain way. That is not always selfish. It can be a way to prevent disappointment or to reduce stress.
Fourth, the reflector. Birthdays make them think where they're going, about goals, relationship, and life direction.
And fifth, the performer. Social media has made this type more visible. The birthday becomes public proof that people showed up and that people cared.
And that in and of itself can create pressure. If the day is supposed to look impressive, then a normal birthday feels like a failure.
And then people tell themselves, oh, it shouldn't matter, which usually makes it matter that much more.
Yeah, that is part of what people call the birthday blues. Sadness, tension, or disappointment around birthdays is common. It may be about loneliness, unmet expectations, or the feeling that time is moving quickly.
A birthday can be a celebration and a reminder at the same time.
Very briefly, Dr. Weaver, before I leave this earth, I really hope that I get to experience a party similar to the one you had with the impersonation celebrities. That
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 sounds
would
like
be
that was a lot of
so
fun.
fun
Well, it was very different, that's for sure.
and very memorable, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, a person's view of birthdays usually changes with age.
Yeah, that's right, Dr. Weaver. Childhood birthdays are usually simple: cake, presents, friends, fun. Most children are not taking inventory of their life choices at that point.
No, they're not. They also reinforce family and community, those kind of birthdays. A child learns that important events are marked together.
Adolescence changes the meaning. Birthdays become more social. Who texts? Who comes? Who posts? Who remembers? Those things can feel very, very important.
Which is why teen birthdays can be quite hard sometimes. They can feel like popularity tests of sorts.
Yes,
Early adulthood changes things again. People move, start jobs, build relationships, and lose old routines. Birthdays may become smaller, and that can feel either freeing or disappointing.
midlife often brings more comparison. People may think about career, family, health, finances, or whether they are where they expected to be in life at that point.
And at that point is when the birthday starts to feel less like, "Oh, I'm another year older now," and more like, "How am I doing at this point in my life?"
Later adulthood can move in different directions. Some people focus more on losses, others focus more on gratitude, family, and meaning.
And major life events matter as much as age. A difficult year, an illness, a loss, or a major success can completely change how a person experiences a birthday.
Now I want to go off into something else now. Talking about reactions to getting older. A lot of people react differently to this. And a lot of birthday emotion is really about aging here, isn't it, Dr. Weaver?
It really is. Birthdays can trigger concerns about health, appearance, relevance, accomplishments, and time.
They also trigger social expectations. Many people have a mental list of what they think they should have achieved by a certain age.
In a way, that makes birthdays feel like report cards.
Hmm. Yeah. Some common reactions are denial, anxiety, comparison, reinvention, acceptance, or pride. Different people lean different ways, and the same person may react differently at different stages of their lives.
And some of this is cultural. The idea that everyone should hit the same milestones at the same ages is not timeless. It reflects modern social expectations.
And also, some birthday anxiety is not just internal. No, ageism is real. People may worry about how they're treated at work, in dating, or even just socially in general.
Yes, I can certainly attest to that. It is an important point. Not all fear of aging is irrational. Some of it reflects real social pressure.
So, what helps, Dr. Weaver?
Well, a practical approach is to make the day fit the person instead of some sort of a script. Decide what kind of birthday you actually want, communicate it. Keep the focus on connection, not performance. And if birthdays reliably trigger depression or panic, treat that as a pattern worth understanding.
In other words, if I'm hearing you rightly, Dr. Weaver, do not let the cultural script decide the emotional meaning for you.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, where did birthday celebrations come from? The modern birthday celebration has several roots. In many ancient societies, birthdays were more likely to be marked for rulers, elites, or major figures than for everyone.
So, the idea that every person gets a yearly party is not some universal ancient rule.
Not at all. In many places, Individual birthdays were not widely tracked or celebrated in the modern sense. Community, religious, or seasonal rituals mattered more.
Yeah, birthdays became easier to celebrate regularly once record keeping improved. Calendars, official records, and later birth certificates made exact dates more available and more important.
Candle traditions have older roots as well. Light had symbolic meaning in ancient religious settings, including Greek traditions. Over time, candles became part of personal celebrations.
Which means cake and candles are not just random modern inventions, they are layered traditions built over time.
Yeah, I must confess, I had not really considered that before we got into this, Chandler.
I didn't really think about that either, Dr. Weaver. It's quite
Yeah,
amazing.
and as sugar, candles, printed cards, and consumer goods became easier to produce, birthdays became more commercialized and more standardized.
So modern birthdays are a mix of tradition, record keeping, commerce, and social rituals.
Yes, and it does vary across different cultures. The birthday customs vary a whole lot. Some cultures emphasize yearly individual celebrations, others place more weight on major milestones, family rituals, or symbolic foods.
In many North American settings, childhood parties are common, and milestone ages like 18, 21, 30, 40, 50, or 60 carry extra meaning.
In many Latin American communities, milestone celebrations like the quinceañera can carry strong family and cultural significance.
In many Chinese traditions, foods such as long noodles symbolize longevity.
In many Korean families, the first birthday has long carried special importance, partly because surviving early childhood was tragically once much less certain.
So, what looks like just a cute tradition on the surface, it may actually come out of serious historical conditions.
Yeah, that's true. In some European traditions, people consider it unlucky to wish somebody happy birthday before the actual day.
And many cultures have playful birthday customs, special songs, teasing rituals, crowns, symbolic foods, or group meals.
So, birthdays are really a cultural language. Different societies are answering the same question: how do we mark another year in different ways?
Yeah, exactly.
So, after all of this, what should a birthday actually be, Dr. Weaver?
Good question. Whatever serves the person well. It can be a celebration, a quiet day, a reflection point, a family gathering, or something barely observed at all.
People should remember that many of the expectations around birthdays are very modern. There's no single correct way to do them.
Now, Dr. Dineen, I have to say that's probably the most useful and important point in the whole episode. You are not required at all to turn your birthday into a performance. And I have to say, anybody who doesn't respect that, away with them.
Yeah, a good birthday is one that matches the person. It does not have to be large, loud, public, or impressive. It just has to fit.
It's supposed to be fun, ritual without pressure.
Now, that's a good place to end, I think.
Birthdays can mark belonging, memory, aging, expectation, and culture all at once. That is why they affect people so very differently.
They're not just about getting older, they're about how people make meaning out of time.
And sometimes that meaning is cake, which is still valid.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I like cherry pie on my birthday rather than a cake.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is our episode on birthdays. I want to thank you all for listening to us.
We really appreciate you being with us. Please leave a like and a comment.
And we'll see you next time on Things You Don't Know. We've got some really cool stuff coming up for our subscribers. Bye for now.